We have a light. Here we go then. New Road, game 2 of the home campaign in this season's Vitality Blast. Worcestershire Rapids against the Leicestershire Foxes, the bottom two teams as it stands. New Road, game 2 of the home campaign in this that works. That's very Vitality Blast. Worcestershire Rapids against the Leicestershire Foxes, the bottom two teams as it stands. Yeah, but it's massively over modding. Can we turn that down?
Plugged it, there's only that plug. Have you got the effect part plugged as well?
No.
No, unplugged that, that was an issue yesterday. It's good, there's only that plug. Have you got the effect part plugged as well? No.
Yeah, we can't broadcast with that, it's awful. So we might just have to switch back anyway. Yeah. That's not the level, is it there? So we might just have to switch back anyway. Any better? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. that up. Almost ready to go here at New Road. The Worcestershire Rapids against the Leicestershire Foxes. The Rapids winning the toss and deciding to bowl first. That's come through, hasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's come through on the TV, yeah. I think so, yeah. There we go. We okay to go? Okay. Welcome to New Road for the latest match in the 2022 Vitality Blast series for the Worcestershire Rapids and the Leicestershire Foxes here at New Road. The second home match for the Rapids, and they come into it fresh from their thrilling win over their local rivals, the Birmingham Bears, on Friday. A brilliant performance from them. They've won the toss against the Foxes, and they are, as you can see, decided to bowl first. Moeen Ali, the captain, bowling the first over from the Diglis end. I'm Dan Wheeler, and alongside me Sally Bentley-Reid, and the two teams, Sal, unsurprisingly I guess, have gone the same again, haven't they?
Yep, both unchanged this afternoon. As you say, not surprising, especially from Worcestershire Rapids' point of view with that fantastic win on Friday.
And the Foxes come into this game after a closely contested match against the Bears, winning it by 5 runs in the end. Well, they have struggled in this competition so far, but their 2 wins that they've managed to grab have been against 2 of the fancied teams in the North Group, the Bears and the Yorkshire Vikings. And the bottom 2 teams in the Northern Group as it stands meeting today. The Rapids, from that difficult start of course they had with those 4 tough away games and those 4 defeats, they managed to shift the momentum in fine style with that all-round performance against the Bears, the highest T20 score they've made against their local rivals and their 4th highest ever. High scoring game, over 400 runs on Friday. Rapids coming out on top by 15 runs. Looks like that's a little leg side. Scott Steele, who's in such terrific form in that match against the Birmingham Bears, his 72 or 51 balls helping the Foxes to post a competitive total which they just about managed to defend. And end of the first over, they've managed to knock it around for 5. Hamish Rutherford, of course, at the other end. The Rapids fans will remember him, of course, from 2020 and his stint here. His last appearance here, of course, in a Rapids shirt. He scored 100 in the game against Glamorgan, becoming the 11th centurion for Rapids in this form of the game. Of course, the home side will want to see the back of him ASAP. 5 for 1, 5 for no wicket after the first over. Pennington's going to open up from the New Road end.
Yeah, fantastic first over on Friday against the Birmingham Bears. 2 wickets in his first over. See how he gets on this afternoon. Rather slower start to the match this afternoon compared to that on Friday. Rutherford, who's struggled this season for the Foxes, for this afternoon, managed only 22 runs in his 5 innings so far. Yeah, for a time, but well short of Jack Haynes. Rather quieter in New Road this afternoon as well. Not the full house of Friday, but still a good crowd. Looking forward to hopefully seeing a second win for the Rapids build on their success. Strong start from Dylan Pennington so far. Missed the Lancashire and Durham games. Played in the first 2 games, then not the second 2.
One or two spots of rain in the air as well. Forecast a lot of rain overnight in Worcestershire, and some this morning. It was raining up until about half an hour or so before the scheduled start, but cleared up now, but pretty grey. Might be a threat of a bit of rain later. See Pennington in that last ball at least to spend some time drying it on the front of his shirt. There's obviously some moisture out there.
Yeah, the outfield's going to be very damp, isn't it, after you say that heavy overnight rain, and then still rain all morning and rain in the air, light rain around. Ball will be very damp. 3 from that over.
Yeah, never nice for the bowlers, the fielding side, but I guess one of the reasons that Moeen would have chosen to stick the Foxes in would have been, if conditions are going to get worse later on, you'd rather be batting than trying to deal with a wet ball. And also history suggests that Worcestershire do well batting second against the Foxes. All 5 of their victories have come batting second.
Quite the stat, isn't it, though, at the 5.
Brown replacing Moeen.
More mixed for Leicestershire in their head-to-heads, isn't it? 3 and 3, batting first and second.
Yeah, 5 wins, Worcester, 6 defeats, so they are behind in the overall head-to-heads. The games were split last summer, Worcestershire winning comfortably here, and then of course the last game of the group phase up at Grace Road. Ultimately, that was the defeat that cost the Rapids a quarter-final place. They had 2 bites at the cherry but couldn't get over the line. Josh Inglis put paid to that with a wonderful century in that match. It's all about trying to back up Friday's win now. A lot of the gloss will be taken off that performance if they can't make it 2 wins in a row. So much pressure now on the home campaign. Not going to get away with that, Pat Brown.
So you don't want to lose today's game to the weather either, do you? Then you
No.
know that you need to get those results in the group stages after losing those first 4 matches.
yeah, given the state of the table, no, it's early on, of course, but the Foxes just above them. This was definitely a game they would have wanted to get on and to earmarked as a potential one to definitely win. Will take them level on points with the Foxes if they can do it. Very, very close. Rutherford having a go on the up. It's tempting, of course, in the power play if you can get it through the cordon on that offside. The two deep fielders are down at third man and square leg, mid wicket rather. Actually, it is square leg. It's quite close to the umpire on the angle. Everyone else up on the edge of the 30-yard circle, which they need to be. Not perfectly timed by any means, but enough to get Rutherford going.
He's just not in touch though this season, is he, for in the T20 matches? Someone of his experience would be very disappointed with the start for Leicestershire.
Yeah, 22 from these 5 innings so far, high score of just 7.
I'm sure he'd like to do well against his former club as well.
Needs 40 today if he can get that to break through the 4,000 career T20 runs for the New Zealander. A slight hesitation, but the batsmen just about sort themselves out. Steele and Rutherford had one of those moments. Throw was wide anyway. Scramble brings Rutherford down to face the last ball of the 3rd over. Again, not out of the middle of the bat by any stretch, but a single to end. 5 runs coming from that over from Pat Brown.
Dylan Pennington will continue from the New Road end. The 2nd over. Again, restricting Rutherford from getting any run this afternoon on that one.
Interesting to see how the pitch plays as well today. It's the 3rd game in 3 days on this. It is a hybrid surface, so it's pretty robust. Played beautifully on Friday.
That one in the air. It's going to fall wide of Ed Barnard. Again, strong fielding from the Worcestershire Rapids. Some fantastic catches on Friday afternoon. Spectacular catch from D'Oliveira and one that Jack Haynes and Pat Brown made. A little more tricky than it should have been, but Haynes did well to take it, and good catch early as well from Josh Baker to get the ball rolling, dismissing Paul Sterling. So Rapids will be looking to certainly follow that up again in the field, what they're known for. High and in the air, but no one's down there. 1 bounce 4.
Yeah, a little bit short from Pennington, and it sat up really, stuck in the pitch a little bit, and Scott Steele onto it in a flash.
So he's in much better
help
form.
yourself really. Way over the top of the infield. Jack Haynes no chance as it sailed miles over his head towards the Graham Hick Pavilion. That's triggered a change in field from Moeen after a quick conflab with Pennington. Haynes has gone back to the rope.
as you mentioned, Dan Scottsdale's in far better form than Hamish Rutherford. But also, as you mentioned as well, it'll be interesting to see the wicket, how it plays. You said it played really well Friday. Certainly a batting track, so it'll be interesting after 3 games in 3 days, or the 3rd game in 3 days, to see what difference that's made, whether it doesn't quite come on as quickly perhaps. Should be taken by Moeen, and it is. The first wicket is Scottsdale, the man in the best form with the bat for Leicestershire Foxes, has gone for 8 runs. Moeen Ali taking the catch at mid-off. Dylan Pennington has his breakthrough again.
Yeah, I don't know whether that one just rushed onto him a little bit. It was not too dissimilar to the ball that he hooked over square leg for 4. A touch closer to him. It looked quite splicey as well. And Moeen had all the time in the world just to backpedal a bit and make absolutely sure of what was a simple catch. And the Rapids make the breakthrough. Aaron Lilly is the new man to join Hamish Rutherford. 1 ball to go.
Right. Followed his first wicket up with a second in the over against Birmingham, so certainly want to push on. Ideal start would be for Worcestershire to get another quick one. Aaron Lilly again not in sparkling form. 42 runs in 5 innings for him as well this season. And an edge from him flies past Ben Cox. Away for 4. A dive from Cox, but it was rather wide of him. I think good as Ben Cox is, that was always going to be out of his reach.
Four overs gone. 10 coming off that over, but crucially the 1 wicket of Scottsdale, of the 2 openers of the Leicestershire Foxes. He's the one you probably want. Pat Brown to continue. First over cost 4. Runs here down to Haynes, who's dropped onto the square leg rope. Sharp from Brown. Lilly ducking down well quickly to get out of the road. That wasn't that high, but it was well directed, slanting down across him. Seen it from Brown so many times. He's got such variety. The slower ball, the knuckle ball. He's got a sharp bumper too. There's another one, and that's well reached in the end, and it's gone away to the fence. Lilly's improvised well there. Very, very short, but too close to him really. Not as well directed as the previous bouncer from Pat Brown. Lilly was always going to throw those hands up and have a dart at that. Once he got it way above Ben Cox, it was safely away to the fence. Good stuff from Cox.
Although Pat Brown didn't take a wicket on Friday, 0 for 36 from his 4, but he did look much more back to his sort of usual self, didn't he, or towards that?
Yeah,
form.
definitely. Yeah, he's shown glimpses, hasn't he, in this competition so far. Hopefully his injury problems now are a thing of the past. Took those 3 wickets. Big swing and a miss there. Again, it's clever bowling because Lilly had given himself a bit of room and Brown followed him. Yeah, 3 for 35 he took up at Old Trafford against Lancashire. Yeah, if they can get him right, firing at the death, and you've got Dwayne Bravo bowling his canny medium paces at the end. We saw on Friday how useful he's going to be with ball in hand late in the innings. There's that slower ball. They'll try and see if there's any chance of a second, but throw comes in quickly. So they just have to settle for a single. 29 for 1 at the end of the 5th over. So 1 over to go in the power play. The Foxes so far in the first 6 overs, 36 for 3, 47 for 4, 36 for 3 again, 50 for 2 and 40 for 1.
Yes. Good start from Worcestershire Rapids, keeping it tight. Dylan Pennington going to have a 3rd over in a row. Finish this power play.
Only been 3 boundaries so far.
That one's another one though. Straight down the ground.
Did I say 3? I meant 4.
4, you meant 4. You were
Yeah.
preempting there was going to be another one. 4 fours. Yeah. Hit hard. Back down the ground. Nothing Dwayne Bravo or Moeen Ali were going to be able to do about that one. And he's gone hard again. Haynes isn't going to be able to cut that one off. Aaron Lilly just getting...
Well, they're going for Pennington here. They've targeted him, haven't they, a little bit in this last over. That length he bowls, just back of a good length. Hittable if he's not quite right. And Lilly's sensing that.
She said
It's
some of his...
triggered a brains meeting between Moeen Ali, Dwayne Bravo and Pennington. What's the response going to be?
Bravo was very much involved in those meetings on Friday, wasn't he? Giving his advice through all his experience. I'll take a quick single this time. Throw from Barnard. I think Lilly safely back at the non-striker's end. He can give you those balls to hit though, can't he, Dylan Pennington?
It's just been a little bit, yeah, that length. There's no great pace in the pitch. The one that he got Steele out with, I think, was a little bit too close for Steele to attempt to play that stroke. But Lilly at the moment is liking his length.
Again, slashed away. And raced away to the boundary, even though the outfield is going to be slower than in the glorious sunshine on Friday. That was hit hard, taking Rutherford even at 13 to his highest score in the competition this season. Flying past the...
Yeah, just good use of the feet there from Hamish Rutherford. But again, it was that length that allowed him to just back away a little bit and open up that offside.
It's come down to meet this one, and that will be 4 more. Unfortunately for Dylan Pennington, another boundary ball, but Rutherford came down to meet that one slightly. Crashed it through the covers. 4 more. Your boundary count's going up quicker now.
Suddenly they're a hit away from 50 here.
Final ball of the power play, whether they can get to that 50, bring up the 50 inside the 6.
Maybe a change of angle will help.
Pinched a single as Dylan Pennington couldn't field that one himself. Moeen Ali had to come up to do the fielding for him. Takes Leicestershire 47-1, the end of the power play. 18 apiece for Hamish Rutherford and Aaron Lilly.
Yeah, but a damage there for Pennington in his third over, going for 18. 2 overs for 12 prior to that, but last over the power play, they're always going to have a go. A change of angle and a fuller length for that final delivery was a nice way to finish from Pennington. The Foxes have some momentum here. Moeen is back. He put on nearly 30, these two, in double quick time. And Lilly looks in the mood. 18 from just 9 deliveries. A single for Rutherford.
The boundary balls really push the score on that much quicker though, don't they? I mean, I know that sounds really obvious, but compared to sort of ticking along with the 1s and 2s, then you get the expensive over. That score just rockets up, doesn't it?
Well, they had to do something in that last over as well. 29 off the first 5. So they had to go for it. And whoever was going to bowl it was going to come under some pressure. Just happened to be Pennington. So now the field is more spread. They'll work it about a bit more. Settle for the singles. Try and look and push for the 2s to put the fielders under pressure. That's where the game of cat and mouse begins now. Long on, long off. Cow corner and deep square leg are set. To see how close that was to Hamish Rutherford's leg stump.
Hesitation in the running as well there. To Leicestershire batsman.
Brings the 50 up for them though. Try and push for 2 here. Should get it as well. There's a long run round for Ed Barnard in the deep there. From deep cover all the way round to pretty much third man. So 53 for 1 after 7. So they're creeping up, starting to find some momentum here, the Foxes. That line is increasing in gradient. There's 6 runs coming off that second over from Moeen. Pennington's got 1 left in the locker. It's going to be Dwayne Bravo to replace him though.
The 1 wicket on Friday, but got the run out of Carlos Brathwaite, the Bears captain, as well. That was a wider delivery for Lilly to chase. Unusual misfield from Barnard in the deep means they can come back for 2. Did they? Did I mislook then? I was watching the fielding. Yeah, they did, didn't they? Lily. And that full, slower, wider ball from Bravo makes it difficult for Lily to get hold of.
Slightly quicker as well, that one. His first one came out pretty slow. Although it got its way to Ed Barnard at a fairly high rate of knots, but that one was pushed through a little bit more from Bravo.
Didn't it? Considering the rain we've had, it's still, the ball still seems to be going over the grass pretty sharp. Lily works that one away. Thought about a second for a moment, but Colin Munro doing the fielding, gets the ball in quickly. You don't tend to see too many misfields from Worcestershire Rapids, and a lot of possible twos on Friday were cut off, especially Jack Haynes. And great fielding from him, restricting those twos down to one, keeping the Bears tight with their good, strong fielding.
Getting a bit of a conference between captain and bowler, looking to just protect that area in front of the marquee, that boundary there, which is one of Rutherford's strengths, of course. We've seen it a couple of times already. So Haynes has come up into the circle at mid-off. 3 men now back on the fence on the leg side. And now a third man is dropping. So we've got a third man and a deep point. Just backward of point, actually. So they don't... If they are going to just feed that area for Rutherford, they obviously are happy to give him a single.
Well, as mentioned, he might not be in the best of touch, but that doesn't mean he isn't a quality player if he gets going. That one missed out on a full toss there, though.
One more T20 trophies than anyone else. Dwayne Bravo.
What is it, 16?
I think it is 16.
16.
Yeah. So he knows how to do it.
Mm. That one dug in, but away for 6. Down to the side of the chestnut trees, and Dwayne Bravo dug that one in, shorter length. And Lily hooked that up and over the top, taking the Foxes up to 63. 10 from the over in the end, with a 6 from the final ball of Bravo's first over.
Well, Lily's taking him on there. Fair play to him in some respects, because the 2 fielders were still there. They'd got dropped deep for the left-handed Rutherford, and they'd stayed there for the right-handed Lily. Dropped in by Bravo, trying to set that trap. Any miss hit, and there was a high degree of jeopardy. He might have gone, but that came right out of the screws. 63 for 1, 10 coming from the over. Single to start a new Moeen Ali over 2. Lily up to 29 with that 6.
Made 72, or oh no, made 15. His highest score so far. So these two bettering their highest scores in the competition this season by a long way.
Well controlled by Rutherford. Not completely to the pitch of the ball, but adjusted in time. Again, 2 fielders on the fence at long on and long off. Just the single again. Almost a bouncer from Moeen. It's in the air for quite a while, but nicely done. It was slipping and sliding all over the place, the ball, and Jack Haynes, as he just about got enough on it to stop it going away for 4. Just had another little bit of drizzle. You can see Moeen still needs that towel just to get the ball as dry as he possibly can. So it's not easy for the Rapids at the moment. But they'll reckon that conditions may only get a little bit worse as we go through. And they will hope playing into their hands a little bit more, but it's not straightforward for them. Damp out there.
Yeah, number of the
70
players.
for 1 after 9 overs.
Sorry, Dan. Number of the players have got towels tucked in their trousers this afternoon. Moeen rubbing his hands on the wicket as well during his over. Ed Barnard into the attack. His first over. Slashed away, but well fielded by Dylan Pennington. Keeps him down to a single.
Yeah, there's some pressure on the guys fielding on the edge of the circle on that side, isn't it? Because they know there's not a lot of grass behind them until you get to the fence. So any kind of mistake's got a fairly high chance of going all the way for 4.
And Baker down for both the tall fielders, Baker and Pennington, as you say, on that edge of the circle, on Digler's side of the ground.
It's going to come to him quickly as well, isn't it? Off the left hand of Rutherford in particular.
Yeah, doesn't time that one down into the ground. Enough for a single. Yeah, there's a patch of drizzle, wasn't there, with a darker cloud. It's slightly brightened again. It's going to be a damp, chilly afternoon. Wider delivery from Barnard. A little bit slower, perhaps, as well. And you're already up to 32 from 19 for him. Nearly halfway through the Leicestershire innings, 2 balls to go. That one again. And he's given Ed Barnard gets the wicket of Aaron Lilly for 32. Straight away with the appeal as that thumped into Lilly. And the umpire doesn't hesitate for long before deciding that Ed Barnard was right in his appeal.
Yeah, interesting one that, because it looked like Ed Barnard was really the only one who was fully behind that. Didn't get a huge amount of support from anyone else, a little bit from Ben Cox, or maybe everyone else was just so confident that was out. Umpire's finger went up pretty sharpish.
It was all quite quick though, wasn't it? You hit the pad, Barnard appealed.
On your way. Go on.
On your way.
Come on,
Go.
off you go. Next.
Next man, Colin Ackerman, Leicestershire Foxes captain.
Terrific knock from Lilly though. That's the wickets come at just the right time. 32 from 20.
Just giving themselves a platform, weren't they then? Having rebuilt losing the first wicket on 19. And again, Ackerman will be off the mark with a single. Barnard with the rapid second wicket, his first over.
And only 2 runs coming from it as well. 4 runs rather coming from that. Good start from Ed Barnard. Marine to continue. Only saw him bowl 1 over on Friday. It did disappear for 22 from the bat of Paul Sterling. But he's back on it very much today. None for 17 from his 3 overs so far. It's been excellent. So halfway point reached for the Leicestershire Foxes. Going along at just under 7.5 and over. 150 at least will be the target. Rutherford's definitely played himself back into form with this innings at least, whatever happens from here on in. 0, 6, 7, 2 and 7 his previous efforts. Ben Cox was the most sure there. There's a sort of fairly casual inquiry from Moeen.
I think everybody else joined in afterwards.
No doubt about that one though. Moeen strikes. What a terrific spell this has been from the Rapids captain. Just what his team need, just to apply the brakes a touch. 75 for 3, Rutherford is gone. He'd looked good, the New Zealander. Got himself back into some form after a pretty wretched start to the tournament. And Worcestershire have taken 2 quick wickets here. Richie Patel is the new man, joining his captain, Colin Ackerman. It was these two that did a lot of damage in their terrific win against Yorkshire. They put on a record stand for the 5th wicket on that occasion of 109, as they went on to eventually win that game quite comfortably by 31 runs. And they'll need their two players to combine for something similar. He's away first time, so they can do it. That's the end of a very, very good over from the Rapids captain. 76 for 3, a wicket and only 2 runs coming from it. Tremendous figures as well. 4 overs, 1 for 19.
I just wondered what the banging was, but it was Hamish Rutherford making his way up the stairs, clonking his bat along them as he went up to the dressing room. Barnard's going to have another over. Hedge on that from Patel. Cox goes out to do the fielding himself. Lucky start for Patel.
How close was that?
I suspect rather close. To see that again. Cox is standing up to the bowling of Ed Barnard, as he often does. That one driven hard out through the covers though. Colin Munro keeps them to 1. Constant words from Dwayne Bravo. On the edge of the circle to the bowlers. Giving them plenty of support. Should just be one again. I suspect Hamish Rutherford was perhaps fancying a larger score than his 29 once he got to that stage. Moeen in tight on the offside, restricting the Leicestershire Foxes. No single there. He's well inside the circle. Two balls left of the 12th over. Ackerman just makes Barnard wait. Does tend to try and rush through his deliveries. And yet again, a single. Monroe comes in a long way from the boundary on the Cathedral side to do the fielding. Just a 4 from the over so far. Wide a delivery that Patel tries to reach and get after, but just one more single. 5 from the over. Fred Barnard.
So the Rapids have got rid of Rutherford and Lilly just as they were on the cusp of really kicking on. 2 new players at the crease, albeit accomplished players in decent form, like batting together. But only 11 runs have come off the last 3 overs for the Foxes. This is a decent squeeze from the Rapids. Brett D'Oliveira into the attack. That partnership of Rutherford and Lilly, a standout at the moment for the Foxes. They'll want to thread something else together though to get up towards a competitive score. That might be 4. I think he's picked the gap between the 2 fielders perfectly. He has. Bit of a gimme first up from Brett D'Oliveira. Rishi Patel not going to miss out on that. Ben Cox has had an idea here, running it by his captain. Dwayne Bravo's just pushed round a little bit squarer. Short, fine leg. Patel was looking to repeat the dose of the previous delivery. Had he done so, that might have been somewhere near the River Severn. As it is, ended up somewhere near regulation mid-wicket. D'Oliveira will take off after his own bowling here. Make sure it is just a single and nothing more. Colin Monroe is right out on the fence at long on. Actually, I don't suppose D'Oliveira's got much choice because there's only Dwayne Bravo inside the circle on the leg side and he's at fine leg, so anything that does go through the mid-wicket area that isn't obviously going out towards the deep, D'Oliveira's got to try and look to cover himself and make sure that one doesn't become 2. Good stuff again. 8 coming off D'Oliveira's first over. Terrific game he had against the Birmingham Bears. And he started well with the ball. 7 overs to go. Just under 7 runs and over here, Leicestershire. 7 wickets still in the tank.
Bravo back on for his second over, replacing Ed Barnard. And big swing there from Colin Ackerman. Doesn't get anything on it. Bravo telling Ed Barnard exactly where he wants him. Out in the deep cover. That's driven straight back down the ground for 4 by Colin Ackerman. So nobody down. But long off. Jack Haynes goes to retrieve the ball. Ninth 4 of the Leicestershire innings.
Another change in the field.
Yeah, Bravo.
D'Oliveira's coming up from the boundary to orthodox square leg. Moeen is pushing out to long off.
And head and hands from Bravo. They're given us a wide.
Oh, he took his time there, didn't he?
Yeah,
Before the arms came out there.
Ackerman was sort of chasing that wide delivery. He's
Graham
close to
Lloyd,
getting
the
something on
umpire.
it. Oh, and flick round the corner again. Good fielding from Dylan Pennington, who went away to his right. Short, fine leg on the circle to do the fielding. Would have been a 4 if that had skipped away from him. Pennington down to keep them to 1. 95 for 3 in the 14th. And slower ball from Bravo, but worked out to Barnard on the cover boundary. Just a single though, not getting away the Leicestershire Foxes at the moment. 6 overs to come after this one.
Moeen comes back up here for Ackerman. Back goes D'Oliveira to just behind square on the leg side. Right heels right on the rope.
Just be a single again though. Worked out to backward point. Colin Munro, who's out there, comes in to do the fielding. The ball's slightly slower on the outfield again. There's just drizzle in the air again. It's just slowing the outfield down a little bit. Very grey skies at New Road. D'Oliveira hurtles after this one, puts in the dive and brilliant fielding, pushes it back to Dylan Pennington. A big round of applause from the crowd in at New Road for D'Oliveira, who's very fast across the outfield. Takes the Foxes up to 99 though. 10 from Bravo's second over and 10 from his first.
Well, they're ticking up to where they need to be, double figures per over, the Foxes, but got it in that over, but they've got to keep doing it here for the last 6 overs. 99 for 3. Going to see Josh Baker for the first time this afternoon. Best bowling so far in his nascent career, all round really. But 2 for 26 on Friday. growing into every game he plays, though. Single brings up the 100 for the Foxes. Might be trouble here. Slight fumble from Pollock. Not sure it would have made a difference if he picked it up cleanly. And this is good stuff. Every dot from here on in is just going to really crank the pressure up. Flayed out to long on. It'll only be a single though for Ackerman. One ball to go. Josh Baker's excellent first over. 3 runs coming from the first 5 balls. This will just be a single. Very, very good start from young Josh Baker. Exactly what the Rapids need, with the Foxes looking to put their foot down in these latter overs. Just 5 overs remain, and it's only 103 for 3. They do have wickets in hand though for that late surge, which needs to come pretty sharpish. But they're set, Ackerman and Patel, going along at a run of ball pretty much. Want to fire off these next 30 deliveries.
Barnard back into the attack. Only a single once more though. Pat Brown with the fielding in front of the Graham Hick Pavilion. Looking down at the scorecard, I think your name has to start with a B if you want to bowl for Worcestershire. It's too confusing. Barnard, wide delivery there though. You got Barnard, Baker, Brown,
Bravo. Barnard, Baker, Brett.
Make a tongue twister out of that one. Barnard beating Ackerman on that occasion. Barnard in his 3rd over. 2 for 9 before this 3rd over this afternoon. So 1 wicket against the Bears on Friday from his 3 overs. That one's gone high. Very high, but whether it's over the head of Josh Baker, who juggles it but takes the catch. Down in front of the D'Oliveira stand. I think he possibly had 3 goes at that in the end, Josh Baker. But he's managed to take the catch and dismiss Colin Ackerman from the bowling of Ed Barnard. Foxes lose their 4th wicket this afternoon.
Well, he is super reliable in the field, Josh Baker. He was terrific against the Bears on Friday. He's opened up with a very, very good over previously to this one from Ed Barnard, and he's held on to a really good catch, because it looked like it just wriggled away from him. Took a couple of goes, but it bobbled away, and then it fell back into those grateful hands.
It's not easy with the sky today either, is it?
No, he's got everything against him. He's got a bit of spitting wind and rain in his face. He's got a bit of a blowy wind as well. It's not the brightest out there either, is it? It's pretty dark.
Running backwards, anything
Running
else?
backwards. A triple Salco.
Yeah.
Half pike.
Toe
Very,
loop.
very well held. I'll give you 10, definitely, for grabbing onto that.
That goes with those catches on Friday night, and as we say, something they team pride themselves on is their fielding. Not easy in conditions this afternoon. A greasy outfield. Pat Brown down on the boundary in front of the Hick Pavilion, rubbing his hands together. It is chilly. Haynes sprints in to do the fielding from long on, keeps them to 1. Ben Mike, the new batsman for Leicestershire. Leicestershire's second highest run scorer in their 5 matches so far. Highest score of 34 and 130 runs from his 5 innings. That one hit hard though, and will beat Moeen Ali and Dwayne Bravo. Not exactly race along the boundary, along the grass to the boundary, but still Bravo and Moeen weren't going to catch that one up. 4 more to the Foxes in the 16th over. 1 ball to come from Barnard.
Yeah, he's a dangerous customer though, Mike. All-rounder, he can certainly give it a thrash. Strike rate of getting on for 150.
Patel though takes a single. That final ball of Barnard's over. De Oliveira with the fielding. Yeah, he's taken 8 wickets in the competition as well so far, Mike. $111 for 4 then, the Foxes after 16. 24 balls to go.
That's nicely hit away. Bit of improvisation from Rishi Patel's brought him 4. They've been looking to try and get that reverse paddle going against Josh Baker. And well picked up. Haynes wasn't a million miles away from it on the edge of the circle. As soon as it was past him, it was 4. The intent is clear here from the Foxes, understandable. They've got to get this total up to something threatening 150, if not beyond. Might go all the way. It does. Good use of the feet again from Patel. The 2 fielders at long on and long off are quite wide. And Oliveira, as fast as he is, no chance of cutting that off. This is in the air. It'll fall just short. Brilliantly done. Excellent work, Pat Brown. Would have been interested in the catch for a split second, but as soon as he knew he couldn't get there, the main priority was to stop that boundary. And he did that splendidly, diving full length, good hand on it. One ball to go, 10 runs coming from it. Rishi Patel going well. Will take the single. Needs the dive. But Mike is safe. 11 runs from that over. 122 for 4 then. So it lies with Patel here. Barnard's got 1 over left. Terrific figures from him. It's going to be Dwayne Bravo that's going to come back. Partnerships all the way down pretty much from the Foxes, and they need a strong finish here. 3 overs to go. 122 for 4.
Bravo starts with a wide delivery. Generally been bowling, a fair number of his deliveries on the wider side. That one just pushing it too far though. Patel 32 from 22 already. He's down to meet this one. Didn't quite time it though, out to Moeen Ali. Mid off. Sounded quite heavy on the bat, that one. Moeen Ali and Dwayne Bravo just chatting again. Once Pollock round to almost point. Not quite. Barnard further round on the cover boundary. That one's squirted out towards Pat Brown and D'Oliveira though, in front of the ladies' pavilion. D'Oliveira keeps him just to 1 though. Very fast across the turf. Moeen Ali drying the ball for Dwayne Bravo. Every time it's going out across the outfield, it's picking up that moisture, making it tricky for the bowlers to grip the ball this afternoon. Again, wider delivery. That's got hold of from Patel. Smacked out through mid-wicket over the rope in front of the Graham Hick pavilion. Neither Jack Haynes or Pat Brown were going to be able to cut that one off. Hit hard from Patel, who's up to 37. His highest score in T20 cricket. That one's gone high in the air though. It should be taken, and it is. That's the end of Patel. Pollock takes the catch. And Dwayne Bravo has the breakthrough for the Rapids again. Partnership of 24. Broken by Bravo.
Wicket number 589 in T20s for the West Indian. That was a good plan as well, actually. They'd, for the right-handed Rishi, they'd got Moeen at orthodox mid-off and Ed Pollock at extra cover, both on the edge of the circle, with 2 men on the cover boundary and wide third man. So they want him to play through the V, protect that side where the 2 fielders are. Obviously he's eyeing up the leg side as well, where there are boundary riders protecting that side of the rope. Trying to go over the top of those 2, skying it, and Pollock in the right place to run round to take the simple catch.
Full Yorker length in at the toes of new man Rian Ahmed. It's just all the experience of Bravo, isn't it? You keep tinkering with the field, getting people exactly where he wants them. Using experience for the different deliveries. And the plan worked. And full ball, but Ahmed can get that one away for a single to end the 18th over from Bravo. 8 coming from it and the wicket of Patel.
2 to go then. 130, still short of that 150 mark. Brown is going to bowl his third and final over. None for 10 so far for him. Penultimate over of the Foxes' innings then. That's might have gone all the way. No, a couple of bounces before it thuds into the boundary boards.
No choice now, though, is there to...
Now they've got to
Get
go
out.
for it now.
Still only 5 wickets down.
Rian Ahmed, this exciting prospect, just 17 years of age, young leg spinner. Can give it a bash too, judging by that. Nicely punched away again. Only the single though. Too close to D'Oliveira. A bit straighter past Brown. Would have been an opportunity to come back for 2. A change in the field. Pennington comes up to short third man. Mid off pushes out to long off. Also a deep cover as well. So protection on the offside for Pat Brown. If Mike fancies a mow out there. Stumps take some of the pace off that. Enough to stop them coming back for 2. Good throw as well by D'Oliveira. Certainly cost them a run there, that ricochet, possibly even 3.
I was going to say, it was hit very hard, wasn't it? It sounded
Yep.
good as it left the bat. Too straight, though.
Who wants that one? Pat Brown says mine. Safely taken. Ahmed's gone. And Worcestershire strike again. The 5th wicket becomes 6. And Pat Brown, the coolest man on New Road under that steepler. Slightly wider of the crease that time. Clever use of the angles. Weren't too many other candidates in truth to take that catch.
No, when he called and put his arms out to say it was his, I don't think there was too many people who were going to challenge him for it. Too many
There might have been a bit of an echo around him because there's nothing much coming back. All yours, Pat. Be our guest. Nicely taken. Never easy when they're that high and in the air for that long. But again, the wicket coming, dampening things down here. 136 for 6. 2 balls to go. And then the last over. Hard to gauge 7 runs and over at this stage. Feels like it's quite light. It's not going to be enough. Cox has got something on that, just enough to stop it going away for 4. That's the main thing. The Rapids will just want to soak up these boundaries. Wide given 2. comes the rain as well. Heaviest it's been since we started playing.
You said there was a chance about 4 o'clock, wasn't it? Possibly.
It's come 15 minutes early or so. That'll do for the Foxes though. That'll run away for 4. No way you can set a field for that. The big thick inside edge. A delight for the batting side at this late stage. Always welcome. 144 for 5 going into the last over. 14 coming off that over from Pat Brown. It's what the Foxes need to do. They need more of the same in this last over. 150 is honing into view for them. Dwayne Bravo, 1 for 28. Looks like he's going to be the man to finish up here. 3 decent partnerships in that lot from the Foxes. Got them to the cusp of 150.
Yeah, Bravo with the ball in hand for this final over. 1 for 28 from his 3 so far. It's gone high though. That should be 6. Into the, or just to the side of the Graham Hick Pavilion. As Hill got hold of that one. Sailed over the head of Pat Brown.
Well, there's your 150. Oh, whack that was from Lewis Hill.
He certainly got hold of that one. I mean, Pat Brown moved round, but you could tell early on that was no chance there was going to be a catch in that one. 5 balls to go. Bravo straight in at the toes of Hill. It squirts out and they can go for 2. Fired in from Pat Brown at the stumps. Barnard does the backing up not far inside the boundary rope on the Cathedral side. 2 taken.
That's what he's got to do though, fire it up there.
Yeah.
Haven't seen too many of those Yorkers from Bravo in this spell. Bowled more of them on Friday.
It's such a key delivery when you get it right, isn't it, in the T20 game?
Yeah, and he's very good at it normally. Here we go though, change of angle going round the wicket.
Hill shuffles round. They try and pinch a single. Ball had to come back from Cox as well though. They think about another one from the overthrow, but Hill had come so far back past the crease.
Had to get his skates on there, didn't he, Lewis Hill? They will run everything, even buys at the moment. Straight through to Cox. Chose not to take his gauntlet off to throw it.
Oh yeah, they're going to dash round, aren't they? Take every run possible. 153 for 6.
Got his career best though here last year, Lewis Hill. 59 off 33 balls. So he can play a bit.
Oh, full toss clubbed out. Pat Brown can't cut it off. And the boundary to the Foxes. 4
no
more.
ball as well.
No ball. Not the final over that Bravo would be looking for. 6 of the first delivery.
Yeah, it's not good. Free hit as well. Maybe it just slipped a bit out of his hand.
No, it's not going his way this over. Bravo. Wide there. It's still the free hit. Signalled by the umpire.
16 off the over. So 30 from the last 9 deliveries. legitimate ones anyway.
Here's bowled Mike, but it was the free hit. Bravo still seems to be enjoying himself out there. He tried to go for a run out after bowling Mike off his no ball, off his free hit. Right, turning into a long over for the Worcestershire Rapids. Not that they want to finish the game, push the momentum back towards the Foxes. 160 for 6. And again, full Moeen Ali down to cut that one off. And the circle at mid-off keeps them to 1. Said Dan still 31 off the last 2 so far with a ball to go. Final ball of the Foxes' innings. Bravo again, full of ball. Take a single out to Barnard, who's in quickly and keeps them to 1. A good throw into Cox. Takes the Leicestershire Foxes total to 162 from their 20 overs. So a little bit sloppy in the final over for the Rapids. Not as tidy as they would like to be.
No, 32 coming off the last 12 balls. Should that be 14 deliveries? I suppose it should, shouldn't it? Really
yes.
Accurately.
A few extras.
But that's a very good end to the innings from the Foxes. When you consider where they were looking like they were going to struggle to hit that 150. But in the end, they've got beyond it. I think they'll be pretty pleased with that. Obviously, it's trickier to score runs on than it was on Friday. 3rd game in a row in as many days, this pitch that they're playing on, this hybrid pitch. So it'll be interesting to see how the Rapids get on. Of course, the old adage, you can't really know exactly the true value of a score until both sides have had a bat. 162 feels not a bad effort, actually. And the Rapids will need 163 to make it 2 wins in the last 2 matches and start their home campaign in fine style, as they need to do, because they probably need to win 7 or 8 of their remaining 10 home matches prior to Friday to stand a realistic chance of making the knockout stages. Hamish Rutherford making 29, Aaron Lilly 32 and Rishi Patel with 37, the main contributors for the Foxes. Decent cameos from the captain, Colin Ackerman, Ben Mike at the end there, and Lewis Hill giving it the heave-ho as best they can. Has got the Foxes up to something definitely competitive. 14 extras, 162 for 6. And you can see the end of their innings, those last 4 overs in particular. 3 of those 4 overs at least, really accelerating them and getting them up towards and then beyond 150. Bowling figures for the Rapids. The standout there, Ed Barnard, 2 for 17 from his 3 overs. Moeen Ali was terrific as well, 1 for 19 from his full 4. Dwayne Bravo took a bit of tap in that last over, but 1 for 45 for him. Pennington 1 for 30, Brown 1 for 24, he bowled very well as well. Just the 1 over from Brett D'Oliveira costing 8, and Josh Baker, hats off to him as well, 2 overs, none for 15. So the Rapids, when they come out, will need 163 to win. So please do join us for the start of their reply. Let's hope the weather holds and the rain stays away. Still a bit of drizzle in the air. But we're looking to get straight back out there in around about 10 minutes' time. So please do join us then.
Welcome back to New Road for the second innings in today's T20 Blast competition between Worcestershire Rapids and Leicestershire Foxes. Worcestershire Rapids chasing 163 to win, and what would be their second win of the competition. Brett D'Oliveira and Ed Pollock making their way to the middle to begin this run chase. I'm Sally Bentley-Reid, and alongside me this afternoon is Dan Wheeler. So Leicestershire Foxes managed to make 162 in their first 20 overs. And Callum Parkinson is going to open up the bowling for them. Ed Pollock will take the first delivery from Parkinson. Pollock manages to work it away, hurrying along Brett D'Oliveira, wanting a second. But just a single on the first delivery.
Yeah, these two got the Rapids off to a fly, didn't they, against the Bears?
Yeah, it was a fantastic start, wasn't it?
Pollock with his best of the tournament so far, 28 off 15. Of course, we know what D'Oliveira did, his career best 71.
D'Oliveira again cuts that one away. Oh, run away for 4, not race away, but run away. Started with the 3 boundaries on Friday, and that opening over from Paul Sterling.
I was going to say they haven't watched the tape, Sal, because that was very similar to the 3 that Paul Sterling served up in the first 3 balls of the match that D'Oliveira slapped to pretty much that exact same point.
This time, not timed, onto the onside. Mike does the fielding. Another single to the leg side for Pollock. Parkinson 4 wickets so far in the competition. Does his own fielding to restrict D'Oliveira. 1 ball left in this opening over. D'Oliveira wristy again, tries to get it past the circle but can't quite. But they take the single again. 8 from the first over. Rapids try and keep that run rate, which is just over 8, so on track in the first over.
Scott Steele then, 1 wicket from his 9 overs so far in the competition. Spin from both ends to open up the power play. D'Oliveira's career best 71 on Friday. Previous best was 69 against the Foxes, with shots not too dissimilar to that. Nicely helped on its way over the infield, backward a square and away towards the hotel. D'Oliveira's into double figures with his second boundary already. Gone again. This time over the offside. Same result. Oh, the confidence is flowing through him. And you can see, understandable, he's in such great form, Brett D'Oliveira. Comfortable at the top of the order. Lovely use of the feet. Opens up that offside. Just enough elevation to get it away. Top shot. Might be 4 more, it is. Short, pulled away. He is finding the gaps with ease here. Not the best delivery in the world from Scott Steele, it has to be said.
It's a pleasure to watch, isn't he, when he's in this sort of form, Brett D'Oliveira.
Yeah, that was not a brilliant delivery, to be fair. But thrashed away. It's going to be, I'm going to say a long afternoon, but it's going to be quite a short one if they continue to bowl like that at D'Oliveira. They'll come back for 2 here. This is good running as well. Not sure that really should have been 2. Edge of the circle. Hamish Rutherford is feeling the small of his back, so whether he felt something go there a little bit. Something else has gone there. The ball away for 4 behind square leg again. D'Oliveira picking up where he left off on Friday against the Bears. Terrific stuff. 26 for no wicket off 2 overs. 18 coming off that over from Scott Steele. Might be the only over he bowls today. That was not a brilliant set of 6, it has to be said. In the power play, wasn't really doing his fielders many favours there. Perfect start here for the Rapids.
So the Foxes, Naveen Ul-Haq taking over from Parkinson at the New Road end. 4 for 14, his best.
He's a serious operator though, isn't he, Naveen Ul-Haq?
Yeah.
Afghanistan international. Very, very good in the power play overs as well. That'll be the thing. I mean, they have only won twice this season. We know they've had red ball struggles as well as white, the Foxes. But this guy can certainly bail you out of trouble with the ball. And they did that against Yorkshire Vikings and the Birmingham Bears in both their victories. It's not just Naveed, also Ben Mike. But they can defend totals.
Yeah, he took 4, didn't he, in that match against the Yorkshire Vikings for Leicester. I mean, in his Leicester career, he was with them last season as well. He's already taken 33 wickets in T20 matches, so he's a real performer, just 22 years old.
Yeah, second best T20 bowling figures ever, those 4 wickets up at Yorkshire. Immediately it's tougher for the Worcestershire batsmen. 6 of the bowlers used in the competition so far, their economy rates are comfortably under 9. In fact, of those bowlers, Ben Mike is the most expensive. He's so far gone for 8.13. So that shows you they've got the capacity to throttle teams. And that excellent over previously means that the Rapids have got a bit of breathing space. Can afford to have a bit of a look at Naveen and not take too many risks, even in the power play overs. If it's a good ball, it's a good ball.
Just the 2 singles in his first 4 balls.
Slower one there. Pollock read it well, adjusted, found the angle for the single. Pollock will hope Friday was a bit of a breakthrough for him for the rest of the campaign against his former club, making the move from Edgbaston down the M5 during the winter. Broke through 1,000 T20 runs in the process against his old club. Emphatic. D'Oliveira's gone. I knew he was dangerous, Naveed, and he's fired it in at the base of D'Oliveira's stumps, and he's cleaned him up. D'Oliveira's gone for 25, and the Rapids lose their first wicket. End of the over. The Foxes strike. Just 3 runs coming from it as well, from Naveed Ul Haq. And they've got rid of the informed Brett D'Oliveira. In comes the captain. Two lefties in now, so it'll make life slightly easier for Mike and the rest of the Leicestershire fielders. Must be close to a no ball, it is. Gone for 6, and that should be a free hit as well. So the pressure released. Well, we saw one from Dwayne Bravo, didn't we, latterly in when the Rapids bowled. Almost certainly slipped out of Ben Mike's hand. Well, it's catching a bit, isn't it? Because Bravo went free hit and then followed up with a wide.
So it's not the easiest conditions this afternoon.
No.
Although the drizzle's gone from the air again now. So with any luck, that's the only bit of rain there'll be. Get a full game in.
Well, this is expensive. 13 off the first 2 deliveries. Well, first 2 legit ones anyway.
doubt Worcestershire will have a eye on the Duckworth Lewis this afternoon, just in case. It's currently on 27.
Threw it a bit early to his cost there, Ed Pollock. Felt that too. He's taken a moment here, Ed Pollock, understandably. On comes the trainer.
So Moeen Ali giving him the nod, hasn't he, to come on.
Could hear it thud into his solar plexus from here. One of those ones where it was just dug in, wasn't it? Held a little bit, threw the shot too early. Absolutely worn it. Smiles though, he looks okay.
Oh, you lift up your shirt, you have a look, and then you get on.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Still there.
Might be a bit sore.
A bag of peas on it later.
Through a tea towel.
Oh, always through the tea towel. Don't want to end up with an ice burn, do you? The last thing you want. He's okay though, he's ready to go. 2 balls to go. That'll race away. Might have the legs to get there, just. Wide and full from Mike, and that was well manipulated from Pollock, who might have been expecting something a bit short. Fired into his midriff again. Reached across nicely and found the angle. And the fence. 46 for 1. Last ball of the 4th over. Changing the field. Fine legs coming up into the circle. Mid wickets going back onto the rope. Nicely flicked. It'll only be 1 though. Aaron Lilly round to tidy up. End of the over, 4 gone. 46 for 1. 17 coming off that elongated over from Ben Mike. Worcestershire ahead of the game here, going along at just under 12 and over in these early stages. They need another 116 to win. So that's just over 7 and over. Duckworth Lewis, they're ahead of the game there as well. It's 30 at the moment. They're 47 for 1.
Oh, just the one over from Naveen Ul-Haq. Will Davis comes into the attack for his first over this afternoon. Driven back by Pollock, but Captain Colin Ackerman does the fielding. No run there. Still fielders on the ring for the power play. Into the 5th over now. Pollock whips that one high, but should be out. He's already started to walk. Caught down on the leg side boundary. Just flicked it up. And the fielder didn't have to do a lot to take what was a relatively simple catch. 19 for Pollock this afternoon. Still not quite the big score happening for him that he'll be after. It does bring the inform Colin Munro out to the middle.
It's getting a bit of a familiar dismissal, that, isn't it, for Ed Pollock? That shovel round the corner to deep backward square. Picked the man out perfectly there, Callum Parkinson. Little whip off leg stump. Gone for 19.
Munro checks the field. Full crouching low for Davis. And still a single. Moeen Ali quickly off the mark, calling Colin Munro through. Keep rotating the strike. Take any of the singles on offer as well. Munro 41 from 21 against the Birmingham Bears. Backing up the 250s already in the competition and a 26 at Durham as well. Didn't play in the first game. Still on his way from New Zealand. Although credit to him, he did arrive on the Thursday and played on the Friday away at Notts. Jet lag didn't seem to be an issue as he picked up 66 runs there from 43 balls. And looked in great touch. Moeen Ali, same again, 2 dot balls from Will Davis. One over and 1 ball to come in the power play before the field move out. Fielder on the boundary, point side in front of the ladies' pavilion. Moeen Ali gets an edgy one, but that will go away for 4. Runs away for 4 more to end the 5th over. Brings up the Rapids 50 as well. 52 for 2. Chasing another 111 to win from the next 15.
Yeah, that boundary changed the complexion of that first over from Will Davis. Ended up being 6 rather than just 2 with that wicket as well. A change of ends for Naveed Ul Haq. And Colin Munro, fresh from his best score so far this season, and his 3rd stint with the Rapids now. 41 he got on Friday. Oh, but he's tickled that through. He's gone. Munro makes just a single. And that's a big wicket for the Foxes. They will feel they're right in this now. 52 for 3. Munro has gone cheaply. Been in really good touch in the blast so far, but he's just followed one that's run across him from Naveed. And the Foxes gun bowler has struck again. Jack Haynes is the new man. Not a crisis for the Rapids at the moment, but certainly some of their confidence and momentum's taken a bit of a knock here. And if Leicestershire can get another one here pretty quick, then it really is game on. 111 needed to win. Naveed strikes with the first ball that he's bowled from the Diglis end. Haynes, magnificent again. 48 hours ago, 53 off 24 balls against the Bears. Just his second appearance against the Foxes. That's good ringing again.
Chat's just picked up in the field as well, isn't it, from the Leicestershire players with that third wicket, getting rid of Monroe.
Yeah, last one of the power play as well. This is where the Foxes had a big surge. They got 18 in their 6th over. It'll be a struggle against this guy. But they're still ahead of the game here, the Rapids. 9.5 is the run rate that they have at the moment, give or take. They need to score at 7.7. Duckworth Lewis has also changed following that wicket. It's now 52. So they're just ahead at the moment, 53 for 3. Change in the field. Ahmed's coming up again into the ring. Fine leg. Deep cover point is going out to the fence. 2 balls to go in the power play. Again, it's nothing that Moeen can do with this one. Very, very good bowling from Naveen Ul-Haq. Two for 4 from 11 balls. Here he comes to finish his over. No run here. Nicely punched by Moeen, but straight to cover. So the Foxes applying the pressure nicely from their point of view. 3 wickets down. Ul-Haq's got 2 of them. A big one of Monroe falling cheaply.
Just one and the wicket from that over to end the power play from the Rapids, so we knew Naveen Ul-Haq would be one of the danger men for Leicestershire this afternoon in terms of the Rapids' reply.
Yeah, you'd have to say it's pretty even after 6 overs. Leicestershire were 47 for 1. The Rapids ahead on runs, 53, but have lost 2 more wickets.
Parkinson having a second over at the New Road end. Haynes works it out through mid-wicket. Mike does the fielding there for Leicestershire. Moeen Ali checks his guard. The left arm spin. Driven like that one. Might just race away for 4. Beats the dive of Ben Mike. Out in front of the marquee. Moeen Ali Gets it backward of point. Nice use of the wrists from Moeen Ali.
Yeah, classic Moeen timing there, wasn't it?
Needed boundary for the Rapids. This time on the leg side, just be a single. Just need to build back up now, the Rapids. Losing those 3 wickets. Half an appeal.
Nicely bowled that from Parkinson. Just held that one back a touch prior to the previous couple.
Haynes just making Parkinson wait, gathering his thoughts. Parkinson out of his over with a dot ball, 3 dot balls in his second over, a boundary and 2 singles. 6 runs for the Rapids from the 7th over. Run rate required at 8, so not too far off it. And they just need to keep the wickets in hand now.
Yeah, well, the run rate's there. Worcestershire starting way ahead, and now the line is coming down to almost touch the Leicestershire Foxes one, which was pretty flat. But they're ahead of the game still. 59-4-3. They swatted. Absolutely magnificent from Moeen Ali. Picked the spot between the 2 fielders perfectly. And away for 6. Bouncing just beyond the boundary rope and in front of the advertising boards. More runs, just the single though. Not quite out of the screws that time. That's 6 again. Just keeps the Rapids ticking over in front here. And brought it under 100 now, the victory target. 97.
Boundary, you got boundary every over, just makes a difference, doesn't it, when that run rate's around 8. Boundary.
Yeah, to smack it off the first ball, pressure's off for the rest of the over. Therefore, just to knock it into the gaps, try and push for 2 where possible.
Especially when you know that Naveen Ul-Haq's still got 2 to come. Difficult to score from his overs. Dangerous bowler.
Yeah, the gamble for Colin Ackerman here will be when does he go back to Naveed? 2 overs to go. You can all say keep him till overs 18 and 20 or 17 and 19. That's assuming the game goes that far. Might get to a stage where it's about wickets needing some kind of breakthrough to get back into the game. It's a delicate balance.
Well, it's the danger, isn't it? You don't bring him back in early enough.
And the game
And
might be gone,
you miss
yeah.
the chance
Yeah.
that the game's gone.
95 off 12 overs. So he's not quite there yet, Ackerman, in terms of what he does with Naveed. But the rest of the bowlers need to back him up, which they're doing at the moment. Chance to look at young Rehan Ahmed here, England under-19 leg spinner. His debut season, took 3 wickets, not many again in the win against the Bears.
And he's got the wicket of Moeen Ali with his first delivery. So the young 17-year-old Leicestershire Foxes player has dismissed Moeen Ali with his first ball. Moeen Ali gone for 17. Worcestershire Rapids 4 wickets down now, 68 on the board. And yeah, can see why that was given on the
that
replay.
Was very, 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 very out. Just not got up, has it? Was the one that just skidded on, or didn't bounce as much as Moeen was expecting?
We can have no complaints from the perspective of the decision and the frustration with.
It's an ominous thud. As soon as that hit his pad, even from up here, we could see that he was a goner. Well, what a start!
It'll be quite a prized wicket for the youngster. So his debut season, just 17. Fantastic start for him this afternoon. Ben Cox, new batsman, into the middle. Taken 6 wickets in the 5 matches the Foxes have played so far. Not building any real partnerships this afternoon, the Rapids. Cox manages to get that one away though and come back for 2. And on the point boundary in front of the Cathedral. The rope's still in a long way on that side. Same wicket as they used on Friday. Ben Cox down, and that one should be 4. Over the rope for 4 more to Ben Cox. Played that one nicely. Down low. Used his hands and his feet. Well.
Yeah, lovely shot from Cox. All about the placement and the timing there.
Final ball of the 9th over. Cox using his wrist to
that might have been interesting had Naveed picked that up cleanly and got it in.
Pinch the single. 75 for 4 after 9. 7 from the over. And the wicket. Rapids losing the wickets at 29, 47, 52 and 68. And no real partnerships to speak of at the moment other than the 29, the first one.
Well, we are going to see the return of Scott Still. We thought we might not after that first over went for 18, but he's coming back. 75 for 4. 11 overs to go, 88 to win. Just ahead of the required rate at the moment. Plenty of air. Well, they'll scamper through for a single. What will this be given as? A bye. Yeah, nothing off bat or body of Ben Cox. Switch of angle for Haynes. I think he's found the gap. He has. Very, very nicely placed by Jack Haynes. Given a bit of air. Lovely placement. More runs here, but just the one. Again, the pressure released by that boundary. Cross that he's hit that quite close to the man. They're going to come back for two, though. It's good running. Both of these two are like lightning between the stumps. And Cox wanted two immediately there. As well as he hit that, it was just far enough away.
There was a slight hesitation, wasn't there, from Haynes? Cox was convinced there was two.
Yeah, it was quite close to deep backward square, but came home safely. Bit more air. Lovely timing again. It's good work out in the deep, so just the single. End of the over. 84 for 4. 9 runs off that over from Scott Steele. Halfway stage. 10 gone. 10 to go. Foxes were 74 for 2. So ahead on runs, behind on wickets.
Parkinson for his third over of the afternoon. And Cox down on one knee. Sweeps that away for 4. Nicely to the ball. No chance for Ben Mike to get round in front of the ladies' pavilion to cut that one off. Across the rope. And wristy from Cox. Just a single. Required rate just under 8 now. Already 5 from the over from the first 2 balls. Starting with the boundary. Ackerman in close. The Leicestershire Foxes captain on the offside. Restricting any run there. Haynes gets it past him, nearly a collision in the middle, but they still can get back for 2. Good fielding from Davis. Gets a throw into Callum Parkinson, but applause for the runs.
Well, Haynes and Cox just about got their sat-navs in working order at the last second there.
Appeal by Parkinson, and he's been given. Takes the wicket of Jack Haynes. He's gone for 10 from 11 balls this afternoon. After his fantastic 53 from 24 on Friday.
Well, he's looked back suspiciously at the stumps there, Ben Cox, as if to say, really? But after creaming a couple of lovely sweeps, if he is sweeping it off the stumps, of course, you've got to make sure that you hit the ball. And he didn't on that occasion. You might argue he's a bit of a way down, or the angle of that left arm going on to miss potentially leg stump.
Not as easy to give that one as the dismissal of Moeen Ali
No.
this afternoon.
Graham Lloyd in no doubt. So Worcestershire lose a 5th wicket.
Barnard, the man in to replace Haynes. He's come in ahead of Bravo today. Bravo in, well, it was the very end of the innings on Friday. And end of Parkinson's over, 91 for 5, the Rapids.
Doing it again though here, the Foxes. The squeeze, the throttle. 91 for 5. That wickets column is starting to become a bit of a concern. So a change of ends for the leg spinner. Barnard sets off like he might want to, but there's no chance.
Just desperate to be the other end.
Lily too quick across the ground. It's a top edge. It looks it's going to be safe though. It's going to drop just between the two fielders. Back they come for 2. Subfielder Roman Walker's on down at deep backward square to see who he's on for.
Rutherford gone off? Is it Rutherford that's gone off? You said he was
Well, he was holding his back, wasn't he? Yeah, so maybe that's what's happened. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Another tight over, just 6 runs coming from it. 97 for 5, 81 for 3 at the corresponding stage. The Leicestershire Foxes, 66 to win then. 8 overs remain. And for the first time, the Rapids are behind on Duckworth Lewis, which is 99 at the moment.
And there is a bit of rain in the air again, so I do need to keep an eye on that. And Mike back on at the New Road end for his second over. Arranging the field from captain Colin Ackerman.
Ben Mike's 1 over so far, has gone for 18.
Yeah, it wasn't the what's the word? Ideal over for him. No ball. Free hit. Wide. Barnard, an edge on that Again, they set off quickly, but just a single, Tara and Lily. And Lily fielding down in front of the team dugout. Cox whips that one away. Again, but still only a single. Turns it round to the leg side. Wristy.
Just dip below the rate as well. Almost 8.5 they need, going at 8 at the moment.
Barnard dabs that down. Third man. Just a single 100 up for the Worcestershire Rapids though in the 13th. 12.5 overs gone. Barnard best with the bat this season in the competition so far of 18. 18 from 12 in the first match up at Yorkshire. Cox 20 from 16 so far. Like shorter delivery. Cox, they just take the single again. Keep rotating the strike, but say the rate's climbed up to 8.5, 62 to win. 5 wickets down. Sounded nice off the bat of Barnard, hit hard, but Mike can do his own fielding.
62 from 43, still looks a decent enough equation for the Rapids. Those 5 wickets.
You've got Cox and Barnard in, Bravo
Here's the issue.
be next in.
So still the firepower there.
Wide delivery again from Ben Mike this afternoon. Second wide from him.
So the second wide in this Leicestershire innings to go with their 1 no ball.
We have 4 in the extras column for them so far. 14 from Worcestershire earlier.
Yeah, 6 wides and 1 no ball from the Rapids.
Barnard gets that past the fielder and fielded right on the rope. A few in the crowd suggesting that was a 4. Fielder claiming he's not sure. Holds his hands up to the umpire. So
Looks
no
like a top
boundary
piece of
given.
work in the end.
Yeah.
Might get a look here. No, sadly not. 105 for 5.
Very close, we'll
Close.
call it. Close. 8 from the over.
Yes,
So
the
around
bare minimum they need, the Rapids. Keeping on track. Just building up to an exciting finish here. Cox going well. But the Leicestershire bowlers really performing here. Remember that 32 off the last 2 overs. How crucial will that prove to be? How decisive in the outcome of this game?
Mentioning the extras though, Worcestershire gave away 13 in the match against Birmingham Bears as well, which will be disappointing for them. They've been tight in the first 4 games.
Yeah, and he's bowling well too, this young lad. 15 off his first 14 deliveries. Picked up a wicket as well. Nicely swept by Ed Barnard. Very nicely swept by Ed Barnard. That's the boundary they need. Roman Walker out patrolling that area. No chance of cutting that off in the end. He put the dive in, but to no avail. 111 for 5. Scamper through for the leg bye. Had a very good under-19 World Cup at the turn of the year. Did Riyad Ahmed. 12 wickets, propelling England to the final, which they ultimately lost against India. This will probably just be one. Mike is quick across the ground. He's also got rid of it sharpish too. So only one. Last ball coming up. 8 off the over. Bit more air. And no dice for the Rapids off that last ball. 23 and 12 to Cox and Barnard respectively. 113 for 5. So 8 off that over. They're still on pace at the moment. 50 to win. 30 balls. 8.3 and over. They're going along at 8.1 as it stands. 36 balls, beg pardon.
Bowling at the new road end is Will Davis.
Davis is coming back in with 6 overs to go. Leicestershire were 99 for 3.
That's what I was just looking at. They had a good finish though, didn't they?
Yeah, it's that last 4 overs really.
Yeah.
51 off the last 4 overs.
Davis on for his 3rd over this afternoon. Cox again. Whips his through mid-wicket. Just one. Needing almost 8.5 and over. Leicestershire Foxes geeing themselves up in the crowd. In the field. Believing it's their game. Barnard flicks up behind square leg. Again, one more. Really need a boundary every over. So the pressure's not on that final over.
Still got 2 from Naveen Ul-Haq to come.
That's the danger, isn't it?
Riyad Ahmed's got 1 more. Surely he'll finish up 1 for 20 from his 3 overs. Davis has bowled well too.
The single. 3 singles so far. Halfway through the 15th. 48 to win.
Parkinson's also
balls.
got 1 left, hasn't he? 1 for
Yep.
21 from his 3. Good stuff from the Red Bull captain.
When you've got Naveen Ul-Haq 2 from 4 from 2 overs, you're not going to be scoring many runs from him. So it's got to be in the back of your mind. Barnard trying to dab that fine. Pressure building. Just the 1 win for the Rapids so far in the competition. It came on Friday in the local derby against Birmingham Bears. Win by 15 runs. Barnard does work it away. He wanted a single. Cox sends him back.
Very good over from Will Davis. Playing his first game, his second game, his first game of the competition this season was against the Bears. He's got his chance in the first team in T20s off a back of some strong performances in the second 11 in this form of the game. 13 wickets in 5 matches that got him into the side.
That's big from Barnard though, and should be 6. And it is. Sails over the head of Aaron Lilly, who'd already crossed the rope as he went to collect the ball to the side of the team dugout. And a much needed 6 for the Worcestershire Rapids to end the over. 122 for 5, 41 to win from the final 5 overs.
Yeah, couldn't quite get out of the over unscathed, Will Davis. On was the first 5 balls were very miserly, but that 6 again just keeps Worcestershire on pace here. 41 to win off 30 balls with 5 wickets in hand. Still sounds like a pretty good deal if you're a Rapids fan. Parkinson from the Diglis end for the first time. He's bowling his 4th and final over. 1 for 21 so far for him, getting the wicket of Jack Haynes. Steady start. Got to find the fence in the next 4 deliveries. In the air, should be out, and is. Ben Mike takes the catch, and Ben Cox has gone. Didn't get all of that. As soon as it went up, he must have feared the worst. He rehearses the shot as he leaves. Catching practice really for Ben Mike. His decent knock at runner ball 25 has come to an end for Ben Cox, and Worcestershire slip to a 6th wicket lost. 41 still needed. Dwayne Bravo is the next man. Only Baker, Pennington and Brown to come. Going to the wire, this one. Three balls to go. Quick chat from Ed Barnard. 41, Dwayne. That's all we need. On you go. Something like that. Might have been the message. He's away first time. And the pressure of those boundaries starting to creep here. 2 balls to go. Only 2 runs off this over so far. Can't do anything with this one either. What a terrific over from Callum Parkinson. A wicket and only 2 runs conceded. What a time to do that. 124 for 6. Leicestershire were 111 for 4, but we have to bear in mind that late surge 32 coming off the last 2 overs. 39 to win.
That could be very telling, couldn't it? That finish by Leicestershire.
24 balls. Here he is. The main man's back. He's going to bowl 16 and maybe 18. big over this is. Big 2 overs from him coming up.
Yeah, Naveen Al-Haq back in for his third. So maybe Ed Barnard says over to you, Dwayne. You're the overseas star. You've got all the experience. No, as you mentioned, the 16 titles. Over 6,000 runs. A few more today. Run rate jumped up to almost 10. What can Bravo do to Naveen? Well, he's lost his wicket. Bravo has been given out. LBW. Naveen has his third wicket of the afternoon. Potentially injured himself as he and Dwayne Bravo collided.
Well, he's just checked he's okay. An unintentional coming together. I mean, Naveen had taken his eye off where Bravo was with the appeal and hadn't seen where he was. Bravo might have assumed he would get out of the way.
Well, so he was going to try and take a single in case it wasn't out, LBW, so that's why he was running. Josh Baker out to the middle. Bravo gone for just a single. So
is it slipping away? 125 for 7, still 38 needed. Josh Baker.
Ready to face Naveen Al-Haq this afternoon. Baker gets bat on it. Just for one.
Well, you know he's an accomplished batter, Josh Baker. He's played very well in the county championship when called on this season. Well, this is a slightly different kettle of fish. The gun bowler bowling splendidly. Pressure is on, scoreboard pressure is huge. Got to find the rope. Time starting to ebb away. Boundaries needed. 37 still needed for victory.
Four balls in, just a 3 from the over. The Rapids would have known these remaining 2 overs from Naveen Al-Haq were going to be very difficult to score runs from, as it's proving. But with 36 still to get, really do need to start finding the boundary. What can Baker do? Pinch a single off the misfielding. Naveen Al-Haq. But again, that's not enough for the Rapids.
Well, 1 ball to go. No disrespect to Josh Baker, but they'd like Ed Barnard to be on strike at the start of the next. Only 4 runs off this over, though. More terrific stuff from Naveen Al-Haq. 3 for 8.
We do get Barnard back on strike for the 18th, start of the 18th. Naveen Al-Haq with a best of 4 for 14. That's still on for him this afternoon.
Yeah, 129 for 7. Leicestershire were 122 for 4. And the pressure is going to continue from the Diglis end. Rehan Ahmed is going to carry on and bowl out his 4 overs, 1 for 20. Naveen Al-Haq, 3 overs, 3 for 9. That's ridiculous. Which one will he bowl? Will he bowl the 18th? Or will he bowl the 19th? Or maybe the 20th? Swept away nicely, but frustratingly for Ed Barnard, straight to Aaron Lilly pretty much on the deep mid-wicket fence. So just the one run. 33 off 17. Another one goes. Baker cleaned up by this impressive young leg spinner. And could that be the wicket that just pushes the Rapids to defeat here? 2 wickets to go for Leicestershire. Well, you can understand Baker, he's got to try and find the rope here. Big swipe, looking to launch that leg side. And just missing it. And his bails dislodged. Dylan Pennington then. Somehow got to scramble a single here and get Ed Barnard on strike. Barnard has to face the majority of these remaining deliveries. 16 balls to go. 2 a ball territory now. But just 2 wickets left. Pat Brown to come. And that is it. After looking on course for most of the innings, it's slipping away from the Rapids at the moment. Ahmed will do his own work. He won't mind this, the Foxes. Singles will take these all day long. Barnard back on strike for the last ball of the over. Only 4 runs off it. And he's kept the strike, but it is just 5 off the over. And the wicket has lost as well. 134 for 8, 130 for 5 was the Foxes' comparison. And here was the massive acceleration from the visitors, 32 in the last 2 overs.
When you look at that over to finish the power play for the Rapids, they only scored 1 run and lost the wicket. It was the wicket of Moeen Ali, wasn't it? And whereas the final over the power play for the Leicestershire Foxes, they scored 18. So, telling points throughout the match, and those last couple of overs, the 18 off the final over from Bravo, might be very costly. Naveen ul Haq in for his final over. Hit hard by Barnard. Straight. Some head off on the edge of the circle. Colin Ackerman, the captain, comes to have a word with Naveen ul Haq. There's not really a lot to say other than well done. Fine afternoon for Naveen ul Haq. 3 from 9 from the first 3 overs.
It's all about giving themselves a chance in this last over, isn't it? 29 needed.
Again, hit very hard, but just a single to Ahmed. Again, that extras count could be telling.
They'll want it into the teens at least, won't they?
Yeah.
I know it's hard against this guy. Bowling full and fast. Really hard to get away.
Maybe a bit of lucky top edge or something.
Thick outside edge would do well, past short third man and backward point. Just got to try and somehow get bat on ball regardless here.
Tough for Dylan Pennington. coming in at this late stage. Game really slipping from Worcestershire's grasp. That momentum swing at the end of the Leicestershire Foxes' batting innings. Losing those 3 wickets for 50 runs. And Naveen gets his 4th of the afternoon. Bowls Dylan Pennington. Stumps back. Bails off. 135 for 9, the Worcestershire Rapids. Still needing 28 from 8 balls.
Well, at the moment, his career best figures for Naveen Ul Haq: 4 for 10, 4 for 14 is his best. One wicket away here from a really good win for the Foxes. They've done it twice already in this competition, defending totals. But they might not otherwise have been favourites to do so. Well, this guy has been absolutely brilliant. Still got 2 balls to go. Well, it's got to a stage where Pat Brown has got to take it into the last over, come what may. He wanted 2 there, but that was never going to be the case, particularly with only 1 wicket to play with.
Yeah, a special performance from Naveen Ul Haq this afternoon.
2 4s here if they can. Well, no, it's 1 ball to go, isn't there?
Just 1, yep. 7 balls remaining, 27 to get. Barnard's gone big, gone high, but Ahmed is down here and he takes the catch. Hands Leicestershire their victory this afternoon. Worcestershire Rapids can't back up Friday's win and lose this afternoon by 26 runs. Barnard had to hit out, had to go for the boundary. It wasn't too far from the rope. Ahmed just inside it. It takes the catch. Barnard dismissed for 27. Means Worcestershire has still got just the 1 run, the 1 win from their game so far in the competition. And a fine performance by Leicestershire to back up their batting this afternoon.
Yeah, amazing figures to finish with Naveen Ul Haq. 5 for 11 from his 4 overs. It's not the best in T20 cricket for Leicestershire. Colin Ackerman with his incredible 7 for 18 against the Bears 3 years ago, top of the tree, but he's equalled the figures of Clinton McKay, the Australian, here back in 2017. So he's joined the list of 5 wicket takers. The 9th bowler to take 5 wickets or more in a T20 match for Leicestershire. And he really has spearheaded the visitors. Tremendous victory here. We thought that they're 162 for 6, might be about par, maybe a little bit light of that, but that 32 from the last 2 overs ultimately proved the difference between the 2 sides. Worcestershire didn't have the wickets left in the tank to even try and approach matching that, which is pretty much what they needed to do. 134 for 8 with 2 to go, 130 for 5 at the same stage, Leicestershire. So they had 3 wickets in hand, and that 32 really did win them the game by 26 runs. Real disappointment, Sal, in the end.
Yeah, I think certainly that will be the feeling inside the camp post-match. It's a game I would have thought they would have felt that they'd be able to come away with another victory, back up Friday's fantastic performance. And I think we didn't quite know what was going to be the ideal score, the perfect score on this wicket this afternoon, but wondered whether it was, was it a little bit too much, or was it just because they lost their way at the end, Worcestershire, and gave away too many runs in those final few overs that they'd have wanted to. So it's hard to say, isn't it? But those 3 wickets for 52 ultimately, probably cost them with the star batsman, and then too much left for the middle order batsmen and the all-rounders, I suppose. It's just
it was Rishi Patel with 37 and Aaron Lilly with 32. They were the 2 top scorers. Hamish Rutherford on his return to New Road got 29. The bowlers for Worcestershire, Moeen Ali 1 for 19 from his 4 overs. Pennington 1 for 30 from 3. Pat Brown didn't bowl out, 3 overs, 1 for 24. Dwayne Bravo took a bit of tap in his final over to finish with 1 for 45 from his 4. Ed Barnard didn't bowl out, 3 overs, 2 for 17. He was the pick of the Rapids attack. 1 over for Brett D'Oliveira that cost 8. And Josh Baker again bowled well, the tall left-arm spinner. 2 overs only for him, none for 15. And then when the Rapids were pretty much on task for most of it, really. Neck and neck, never really behind in the game until the latter stages, but never got to grips with Naveen Ul-Haq's outstanding fast bowling. 5 for 11 from his 4 overs. It's incredible, almost unbelievable. Amazing stuff from the Afghan international. Callum Parkinson 2 for 23 for the Snow left armour, bowled very well. Ben Mike again did his part, as he has at a couple of stages for the Foxes this season, particularly in the win against the Birmingham Bears. None for 26 for him from 2 overs. Davis 1 for 23 from 3 overs. And Rihan Ahmed, this very promising looking young leg spinner, just 17 years of age, England under-19 international, made his first class debut in the opening County Championship match of the season against Worcestershire. And serious player in white ball, definitely. 2 for 25 from him from 4 overs. He was very difficult to get away as well, and in the end that late order acceleration, as we've been saying, proved the difference. The result takes Leicestershire up to 3rd in the table momentarily. Beg your pardon, they've dropped down to 4th now. The table's just updated. 6 points, 3 wins and 3 defeats. I'm afraid the Rapids stay bottom. Just a 1 win now from their 6 games. 2 points adrift of Durham and Derbyshire. The Rapids are next in action on Thursday evening when they go to the county ground in Northampton to take on the Steelbacks before they are back here. This is the next game that you can be able to follow on the live stream on the club's YouTube channel or via the official website against the Derbyshire Falcons on Friday the 10th of June. That's a 5:30 start.
5:30 start, well. Yep. And 8 games to go for the Worcestershire Rapids, so they'll be needing to win, well, most of those. Yep,
I reckon they've probably got to win, if not the lot, then pretty much the lot. Disappointment here this afternoon for them. Not able to back up their brilliant performance on Friday against the Birmingham Bears with another W today. They've gone down by 26 runs to the Leicestershire Foxes, who've now made it 5 wins in the last 6 against the Rapids. They do like playing Worcestershire, it seems. But for now, thanks for your company. I'm Dan Wheeler, and we'll speak to you on Thursday. Friday,
we're back here. They play Thursday, we're back here Friday.
Right. Okay. Sal, good to see
you.
Thank you very much for your help. Yes, everyone, we'll see you Friday. Thanks. Glad you're here, Sal. Let's get with it. I literally don't know what day of the week it is.
It's Sunday. It's a Jubilee.
Oh, that's right. Good.
There you go.
70 not out. Splendid.